privately and personally. You haven't got to announce it to the world. And that's all the problem is. I just don't like the way he composes himself. He just needs to hold it down a bit more in certain situations.
He pulled out the fight. So that would be very...
Do you have any concern there?
No,
just
I mean, look,
how
they've spent...
ludicrous it is.
My lawyers are dealing with that, so I haven't really even put any thought into it. Don't care. You know, I get sued all the time for stupid shit. I'm 5 and...
Anthony Joshua has dropped a stunning revelation on Jake Paul after his sudden withdrawal from the fight. New reports indicate AJ is preparing to launch a colossal $700 million lawsuit after Paul backed out just a week and a half before fight night. This isn't routine business. It's direct. It's decisive. And it's meant to send a message. Jake Paul can't escape responsibility for walking away.
Not just a professional, you're a superstar on the build. They're looking to put a lot of things on your shoulders.
Anthony Joshua is firing off a warning Jake Paul can't overlook. This isn't entertainment. This is serious work. With a $700 million lawsuit looming after Paul's last-second exit, the pressure has erupted. Joshua's stance is unforgiving. He isn't simply preparing for a fight. He's forcing Paul to face what he caused.
I have to do my job. It's the only thing that's in my mind right now. And I have to, there's no extra time in boxing. Yeah, so yes, I have to do my job, and that's what I'm just thinking about.
Jake Paul's withdrawal is beyond irresponsible. It disrespects the entire boxing world. Netflix and MVP invested millions expecting a legitimate event, only to watch Paul turn it into chaos. His lack of professionalism is on full display, proving the hype outweighs the heart, and that he's nowhere near ready for the real stage boxing demands.
To pull out with all the money that's been spent and for squeaky bum time is not the way forward. And I think Jake Paul's game.
Johnny Nelson suggests a massive storm is brewing behind the scenes. The questionable actions surrounding Paul's retreat are about to surface, and a $700 million lawsuit could dismantle everything he's built online. No stunts, no shortcuts, only consequences. When real pressure hits, Paul's ego collapses instantly.
Fucking nothing. Like they're suing me for something I didn't do. Like, on God. It's just the most bullshit thing. And I literally had to pay them a lot of fucking money.
Charlemagne's breakdown points straight to turmoil behind closed doors. If the whispers are true, Paul's behavior pushed key figures to distance themselves. This isn't simple drama. It exposes a pattern: flash over substance, attention over skill. The fallout may finally reveal the truth behind the persona he's been selling for years.
And if the rumors are true, you know what I mean? If the rumors are true, because that's what I was told, and you know, I heard they were just looking for a reason.
Spencer Brown captures the chaos unfolding moment by moment. Rushed phone calls, frantic damage control, total confusion. Jake Paul's last-minute exit blindsided promoters, broadcasters, and fans alike. The $700 million lawsuit suddenly looks justified. It isn't revenge. It's a reminder that boxing isn't a playground for influencers pretending to...
Well, we knew half an hour ago. You probably noticed I've been on the phone running back and...
Frank Warren's comments highlight the shaky situation, but with Jake Paul, the uncertainty is self-inflicted. Pulling out of a fight after months of hype exposes him as unreliable and opportunistic. For Joshua's team, this isn't guesswork. It's leverage. It's an opportunity to hold Paul accountable and make sure he pays the price for it.
And we're determining whether he's going to be fit to box. If he's not well enough, then obviously he won't fight, but we don't know what the outcome is yet.
Tony Bellew delivers it bluntly. This Jake Paul matchup was never legitimate. Everyone recognized from the beginning that Paul's image is built on theatrics, not boxing. Bellew noticed his fragility the moment he was touched in sparring. It was a preview of how quickly he'd crumble under real pressure. Pulling out a week and a half before fight night proves it. Paul isn't a boxer. He's a production dressed as one. Joshua isn't preparing for a rival. He's revealing a fraud.
He doesn't believe that the Jake Paul fight's going to actually happen?
I'm not really sure. I don't know.
Tom Little reinforces what insiders have long understood. Jake Paul collapses the instant genuine pressure arrives. He might look competent behind gym doors, but against a world-class fighter like Joshua, that false confidence evaporates. His last-second withdrawal only confirms it. Paul quit exactly the way experts predicted. AJ isn't entering a real challenge. He's stepping into a spotlight that exposes a performer posing as a fighter.
I'm not saying he can't fight, I'm not saying he's rubbish, I'm not saying he's useless, but we will see how good he is. And if I'm right in what I'm saying, he'll quit.
David Hay lays the reality bare. Jake Paul is outmatched long before the first bell. At maybe 15 to 20% of Joshua's capability, Paul isn't merely underprepared. He's operating in a different universe. Standing next to AJ, the gap in size, strength, and skill is undeniable. No flashy promo can disguise it. Paul's confidence was already cracking. His withdrawal proves he feared the brutal truth of facing an elite heavyweight. The storyline he crafted for years has shattered. Stepping into the heavyweight world exposed him instantly. Chael Sonnen captures it perfectly. Paul's career thrived on timing and spectacle, but reality finally caught him.
Jake Paul can come 15-20% in regards to Anthony Joshua. He's a completely different specimen. Look, you'll see what it looks like when they start.
Joe Rogan gets straight to the core. A matchup with Anthony Joshua could have changed Jake Paul's life, and not in any positive way. Joshua is a dangerous heavyweight, an Olympic-level puncher capable of ending fights instantly, as he showed against Francis Ngannou. Anyone with real boxing knowledge understood Paul's flaws would be exposed brutally. He thrives on hype videos and social media edits, not genuine ability. Pulling out weeks before the fight doesn't just disappoint fans, it confirms everything insiders expected. Paul is a drama-driven entertainer who runs when true danger approaches. And now, with a $700 million lawsuit circulating, the fallout stretches far beyond boxing. This is about
problem that Paul ran into is when Feldman turned in a ridiculous decision, which is where Paul should have left it.
Because Joshua's going to try to make an example out of him, for sure.
And will.
I mean, Anthony Joshua's one of the biggest one-punch KO artists. What he did to Francis Ngannou, good lord.
Yes.
Do you want that?
Johnny Nelson's latest analysis finally reveals what many suspected. Jake Paul built his rise on careful matchmaking, marketing, and avoiding real risk. The moment he signed to face Anthony Joshua, an elite heavyweight with knockout power, the disguise crumbled. Pulling out so close to fight night, after months of global promotion, shows a lack of courage and professionalism. This isn't a small setback. It's the unraveling of a career constructed around illusion. Paul claiming he's cashing out is just a convenient cover. The truth is simple: he ran. Fans, executives, and promoters were left scrambling as he disappeared. And with a possible $700 million lawsuit incoming, the consequences could be devastating. The clout boxer is finally meeting reality, and it's unforgiving.
You hear a whisper. You hear a whisper that Jake Paul himself might be cashing out. Because the big purses that he's pulling, fighting these has-beens or ex-fighters, they're dropping slowly but surely. So maybe, just maybe, this might be his last fight. Getting in there with Anthony Joshua and getting knocked out.
Tony Bellew states a truth no hype can erase. Anthony Joshua is built differently: taller, heavier, stronger, and far more experienced. For Jake Paul, whose resume is padded with amateurs and retired fighters, this matchup was a disaster waiting to happen. Imagining him under real heavyweight pressure is impossible to take seriously. Bellew's doubts were warnings, not opinions. Insiders always knew Paul would break the moment things became real. His last-minute withdrawal proves it. The lawsuit isn't emotional. It's about responsibility. This wasn't a fight avoided. It was an illusion exposed. Had Paul stepped forward, AJ's skill and power would have shattered the myth instantly. Now the truth stands unmasked. Manufactured bravado met real excellence and folded.
Joshua, who's now 5 inches bigger than you, maybe more, or 4 or 5 inches, and about 100 pounds heavier. You just don't go from there right up to there. I don't believe it. And I won't believe it until the two of them got 10-ounce gloves on in a boxing ring. Because if Anthony Joshua puts 10-ounce gloves on and gets in a boxing ring and Jake Paul is in the other corner.
Johnny Nelson's demand for an immediate investigation highlights just how unprecedented Jake Paul's sudden pullout truly is. This wasn't a normal cancellation. It's a massive crisis with financial, legal, and reputational shockwaves. Sponsors, broadcasters, and promoters invested millions expecting a legitimate event. Paul's retreat threatens to dismantle the entire operation. Insiders are disturbed by what it says about his reliability. The rumored $700 million lawsuit isn't revenge. It's a push to end his pattern of evading responsibility. Fans, analysts, and industry figures are united in doubt. The performance mask is slipping. The social media boxer is finally facing real consequences.
Unfortunately, there is going to be there needs to be an inquiry straight after this. Why, what? But that's what I'm hearing. This news is as fresh to me as it is you. I'm quite sure when this goes out, it'll be